Hi everyone! I spent the past week documenting everything I made in the kitchen to prevent food waste. So this will be one of those what I eat in a week videos where there's quite a few leftovers. My intention with this video is to show how you can do a lot with a few ingredients and save lots of perishables from going bad. My partner and I prioritize whole foods in our diets, which means we use lots of produce and we spend lots of time in the kitchen cooking our food. We do try to have a few plant-based meals every week, so you'll see a bit of a balance between us cooking with meat and cooking without meat. So I think that's all the context I wanted to kind of start you out with. So without further ado, here is everything I eat in a week to prevent food waste. Hi everyone. I feel like this is my first chance I've had to really like talk directly to the camera. This is going to be a very simple lunch. We've got a few leftovers, so let me just pull them out. All right, we've got some leftover gochujang tofu. I mean, already this looks like a good portion for me. I think I will just start by eating this whole portion. These veggies, we put a bit of like rice vinegar in them, so they taste a little pickled, and I feel like it tastes a lot better cold than like if I had microwaved them. I am also going to boil some water for my green tea. I'm realizing that does not look like enough tofu for me, so luckily we have another container. That was my boyfriend's bowl, so I'm just going to steal a few pieces of tofu from his. Hello, it is lunchtime and we have eaten all of the leftovers in the fridge, so I've got to make something. I want to use this as an opportunity to like show you guys how I choose what to make based on what's in the fridge and like what is going to go bad soon. At the beginning of the week, I already had a few ideas of what meals I wanted to make based on the groceries we bought and then also what is already in the fridge. So far you saw the gochujang tofu bowl. And that was because we've had quite a bit of carrots in the fridge for a bit now, so we just wanted to use up some of those. And then tonight we are going to the gym, so we're probably going to make some salmon that we bought the other day, and we're going to use up these crusty little tofu potatoes and some broccolini that we bought I think towards the end of last week. But there's also this half a cucumber to use up, and it's actually perfect to go with the silken tofu because usually the little like sauce I make to go with the tofu goes really well with the cucumber, so I'm gonna do that for lunch. While I let it simmer on the stove for a bit, I'm just gonna cut up some like green herbs that I have. Usually I would top it with green onions, but I don't have any right now. I'm just gonna make the little cornstarch slurry in the cup that I already used so I can do less dishes. Whoa. Let's see how I did. I like for it to be pretty sour and pretty spicy, but like well balanced, obviously. Perfect. Here it is. I did not do a great job of making it look very appetizing. I just kind of smothered it in the sauce, but there we go.
Safety testing and wait 2 years for FDA approval of the safety of an ingredient called theobromine. They simply withdrew their voluntary.
Hello again. We are ending the video at Friday lunch because after this point we typically have used up all the ingredients that we needed to, and we typically will go to a restaurant or get takeout for the weekend. Since we spend so much time in the kitchen on weekdays, it's just a lot more fun for us to go out to eat on the weekends, and then that kind of recharges our battery and like allows us to continue spending all that time in the kitchen for the next week. So that is all for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun just documenting our cooking, honestly. I know we didn't cook anything like insane, but I hope it gave you some sort of inspiration for using your ingredients in creative ways, especially if it's like food that's about to go bad. And if you did make it this far in the video, please do like and subscribe. I would love to make this type of video into like a series and document different weeks of making food and show different ways of using, you know, different types of produce that are going bad. So this week had quite a bit of like bell peppers, potatoes, things like that. But I would love to show different weeks where we have like different sorts of perishables to use up. And if anyone watching has any ideas for how to use the ingredients in this video in more creative ways, please do drop them below. I always love to learn from people who watch the videos. And if you have any ingredients that stump you and seem to always go to waste, please let me know as well in the comments, and I would love to include those in a future video in this series. So again, thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you all are doing well and taking care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.